Ever sat on a plane and thought, how do they know this giant thing is safe to fly? It's not guesswork. Airplanes go through some of the toughest, craziest tests you can imagine before they ever take off with passengers. Before we get to flinging this thing in the air, we have to make sure every single component is up to the task. We got to make sure it can handle the stress, the strain, and the unexpected. That's where ground testing comes in. It's a crucial step in the process, ensuring that the aircraft is ready for anything it might face in the skies. Massive hydraulic presses push, pull, and twist every part of the plane, looking for any weak points. These machines simulate the extreme conditions the plane will encounter during flight. They hook up sensors to measure how much the wings bend under pressure. These sensors provide critical data that helps engineers understand the limits of the materials used. And those landing gears? They need to absorb the impact of hundreds of tons slamming onto the tarmac. This ensures that the plane can land safely, even under the most challenging conditions. Every test, every measurement, and every adjustment brings us one step closer to a safer, more reliable aircraft. Ground testing is where we bend the bird without leaving the ground, ensuring it's ready for the skies. We've stretched and prodded our plane on the ground, ensuring every bolt is tight and every surface is smooth. Ground testing is crucial, but it only tells part of the story. Now it's time to see how it dances with the air. The real test begins when the plane takes to the skies, facing the invisible forces of nature. Enter the wind tunnel, a giant superpowered fan that lets engineers see how air flows around the plane. This controlled environment simulates real flight conditions without ever leaving the ground. They test different wing shapes, angles, and tiny adjustments to the fuselage for drag, lift, and stability. Every tweak can make a significant difference in performance. Engineers analyze airflow data meticulously, visualizing how air moves around the wings and body. They look for ways to reduce turbulence and improve efficiency. It's like fine-tuning a race car, but for efficiency and safety in the air. The goal is to ensure the airplane performs optimally, conserving fuel and maintaining stability, making every flight as smooth and safe as possible. The plane's looking good. It's aerodynamic, but can it handle like a dream? It's time for taxi testing. They put the plane through its paces on the ground, testing steering, brakes and engines at various speeds. Imagine learning to drive a car that weighs hundreds of tons and can take to the skies. They do this in all sorts of conditions, windy, rainy, even icy runways. We've tested the wings, engines and landing gear, but nothing beats the real deal. The first flight. Test pilots, the astronauts of the atmosphere, push the limits while keeping their cool. The first flight ensures the plane behaves as expected in the air, monitoring every single piece of data. It's a delicate dance between pushing boundaries and ensuring absolute safety. The plane can fly and land, but we're just getting started. Extreme testing simulates the worst possible scenarios: hurricane-force winds, torrential downpours, freezing temperatures. They'll even stall the plane on purpose to ensure it can recover safely. It's a wild ride, but that's what it takes to guarantee passenger safety. The plane's a champ in the short term, but what about years of wear and tear? Long-term testing simulates thousands of takeoffs and landings, compressing decades of use. They look for metal fatigue, cracks, and any sign of weakness that could develop over time. Even the pressurization cycles are recreated to test the plane's durability. We've tested the plane to its limits, but it needs to pass one final test safety certifications. Every safety feature, emergency exits, oxygen masks, life vests, must work flawlessly. They simulate emergency landings and evacuations to ensure everyone can get out safely. Even lightning strikes are simulated to make sure the plane can handle a jolt from the sky. Next time you're on a plane, remember, it's been frozen, pushed and tested in ways you might not even imagine. Engineers work tirelessly to ensure that every component of the aircraft is up to the highest safety standards. The wings are bent to extreme angles, and the entire plane is zapped with lightning to ensure it can withstand the harshest conditions. These rigorous tests are designed to simulate real-life scenarios. Every plane goes through all of this before it ever flies with passengers. From the initial design phase to the final test flights, nothing is left to chance. The goal is to make air travel as safe as possible. If you enjoyed learning about airplane testing, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what part surprised you the most. Your engagement helps us bring more fascinating content to you. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep looking up. The sky is not the limit, it's just the beginning.